India and Philippines are examples of two countries that have effectively used digital skills to empower their citizens. Africa can certainly use some of these skills too. Country Manager Google Nigeria, Juliet Ehimwa-Chiazo, joins us to discuss ways to empower Africans with digital skills.
Juliet, welcome to Tech Trends.
Thank you very much, Fred.
How's the journey been so far for you in terms of Africa? Have we been adopting technology correctly?
Oh, actually, it's been quite encouraging. On a year-on-year basis, we've seen more Africans get online and do amazing things online. As you know, at the moment in Nigeria, we have over 90 million internet users. And we've seen from the programs we've run a lot of success stories of growth. For example, people who were able to learn a completely new trade by getting information online, watching videos on YouTube. We're seeing a new generation of entrepreneurs coming up in the e-commerce space. We're seeing content creators generating revenue from platforms like YouTube and so on. So it's really great, and it's projected that by 2020, we'll have 500 million internet users on the continent, which is really exciting.
So tell me, what is Google's plan for Africa?
We believe very much in Africa. We're here for the long haul. We've taken a long-term strategic view of our business in Africa. And over the years, we've been investing to help build the online ecosystem, which is really about helping to make the internet more relevant to everyday life. Our strategy has been based on 3 pillars: access, relevance, and sustainability. From an access perspective, we've been looking at how can we make the internet more available and affordable to the user. So for example, we looked at different segments, like where can we do projects that can impact a large audience. So universities, for example, we have a program where we provide internet connectivity to universities and support them in getting online. We've done this for over 20 universities in Nigeria, and we've deployed educational software to over 50 higher institutions in Nigeria, supporting the faculty and students in getting online to enhance the quality of learning. You can imagine the benefit of having access to international libraries online. So that's one example. On the relevance side, we are looking at how do we get more Nigerian content online, so that if I go online, for example, and I search for businesses in Abuja and I get a listing, then the internet is more relevant to me as a person. So we've worked with small, medium businesses, supporting them to get online, either getting on Google Maps or creating websites and other, leveraging social media, etc. Another example, the third pillar would be sustainability, which is really about capacity building, right? We've provided a lot of training programs for developers, for entrepreneurs, just really supporting them in creating great apps that people can engage with, looking at deploying our cloud solutions as well, and working with large corporate organizations around connecting with users online and being successful with their marketing strategies. So those are the 3 pillars that we've been working on. And on a year-on-year basis, we learn and evolve our products and services. So recently, very exciting actually, we announced that we're committing to train 1 million people across Africa with digital skills in 1 year. That is already live in, there's an online portal called digifyafrica.com, accessible to anyone in Africa who has an interest in enhancing or acquiring digital skills or building a digital career. And then we've got some classroom courses in Nigeria, South Africa, and Kenya, where people can actually attend physical classes and get trained with digital skills. So it's very exciting.
Most of these things happen in places like Lagos and Abuja. What's your plan for other parts of the country?
Right, so we actually have different initiatives to try and reach other parts of the country. So for example, we have Google developer groups that exist across the country. We have a student ambassador program, and we have over 20 Nigerian universities across the country that are part of that program, and the same applies to other African countries where we have presence. And so we leverage such communities to scale our programs. So for example, this Digify program I just talked about, we would be running sessions in collaboration with members of these groups, as well as other partners that are willing to work with us to take the program to even the rural areas. So we are very committed to expanding partnerships so that we can go beyond the major cities.
Who is the target audience for this program? Do I need a qualification? Can anybody just be part of it?
Right. So there are different levels. The program is basically for everyone who has an interest in acquiring digital skills, right? So there's a beginner's course, which is 2 days, that you can attend either in person or you can go online and take a number of courses. And these courses are actually very light. They would work on your mobile phone as well. So it's really for everyone with an interest. Now, if you have, you already have digital skills, but you want to go deeper, there is the Digify Pro, which is a lot more specialized, and it's a deeper immersion, like a boot camp, that can really help you intensify your skills. So it's really for everyone, because we, believe that, just being able to enhance your digital skills makes a huge difference in what you're able to do. It empowers people to be more employable, to build businesses, become employers of labor, solving the job creation problem, and overall boosting the economy, which is a big challenge, right? And we're seeing that the internet revolution is very real in Africa. More and more Africans are coming online. In 2015, we ran a consumer research to just understand how Africans are using the web. We ran this across Nigeria, South Africa, and Kenya. And we found that 74% of respondents said that they would prefer to use digital tools to perform tasks, and 69% said the internet is their first point of call when they need to find information. So we're seeing that momentum build in Africa. And also a recent McKinsey report projected that from 2013 to 2020, the internet would contribute $300 billion to GDP, and that businesses like e-commerce would go from non-existent to $75 billion. So there's a huge opportunity, and we want to be part of helping businesses and individuals in Africa take advantage of that opportunity.
One challenge most Africans face is the high cost of data. Google has come up with innovative solutions to disrupt the data services ecosystem in certain climes. The question is, would they do the same in Africa?
Data is very important. One of the barriers to people getting online is cost of data. I mentioned that one of our strategic pillars is access, which is really how do we make the internet more affordable to the Nigerian user and the African user. That's not an easy problem to solve, and it requires multiple stakeholders: the telecom operators, government, multinationals in the technology space. Quite a lot of stakeholders need to come together to solve the problem. And we've been collaborating in different ways. For example, we were part of the team that put together the National Broadband Plan as part of the committee set up by the Ministry of Communications Technology. We've worked with telecom operators to just look at how can we bundle our products in a way that is more cost effective for the user. We've recently launched offline versions of some key products. For example, last year we launched YouTube offline, so you can watch some of your favorite videos offline. We launched Maps offline, Google Maps. And I just talked about our program Digify, which we're running in partnership with Livity Africa to train 1 million people across sub-Saharan Africa. Now, the online portal for that program, which is digifyafrica.com, is also designed to be bandwidth friendly. It's light, so it works very well on your mobile phone and in low bandwidth environments.
I'd like to get your opinion on the role of disruptive technologies. Sometimes I read where people, for example, telecoms company, are sort of scared that these technologies would sort of make them lose their revenue. What's your take on this?
Disruptive technologies are an integral part of life. They're all around us. The mobile phone is a piece of disruptive technology. The digital camera is a piece of disruptive technology. If you think about it today, devices like touchlights are all pretty much going extinct because you have you can use your mobile phone, right? Even cameras to a certain degree. So disruptive technologies are all around us. I think the difference is when we are, once there's adoption of the technology, it becomes a normal way of life, right? And we've seen how these technologies have really made a huge difference in our productivity as human beings, right? And the way we live our lives. And so I think the things that we anticipate in future as well. I think just looking at, if I take a particular example, self-driving cars, right? Now think about the opportunity and the potential for people with disabilities, physical disabilities, right? Like maybe someone who's blind. All of a sudden, your mobility is not determined by your physical ability, right? That's a huge, and you know, down the line, when these become more mainstream, we wouldn't be able to conceive of a world where it wasn't possible for you to move around freely because you had a physical disability. So that's just the difference, right? I think it's just really focusing on what's the value to society, what's the value to our humanity and our lives.
Just before I let you go, Juliet, how do we deal with the issue of youth unemployment, especially when we have the opportunity of the internet today?
That's a great question. Our unemployment figures in Nigeria are staggering. They're in the double digits. And job creation, wealth creation are key. First and foremost, I would mention, again, I talked about our commitment to train 1 million people with digital skills in 1 year. That's part of the motivation behind that, because if people have the right skill set, they are more empowered to get jobs, they can build businesses, they can grow existing businesses beyond their immediate boundaries, get access to consumers around the world, and grow, right? Which would boost the economy, etc., and become employers of labor, right? So helping to solve that problem. And also, I think just looking at initiatives that can help create jobs at scale. You know, for example, government is a very strong influencer, right? And a huge employer of labor, right? So if, for example, there was an initiative around, you know, automating government processes, right? Now that's quite a huge project that would require capacity, right, to implement. Automatically, you're creating jobs. Looking at training at scale, civil servants, right, and just looking at a lot of development projects. You know, agriculture, that's a sector that over the years there's been a decline in involvement and output within that sector, and that's one where we also have a huge opportunity to create jobs at scale. So I think you know, just consciously looking at those opportunity areas where we can really drive growth.
So we woke up one morning and we saw alphabet A, B, C, D to the end, then X, Y, Z. Are we expecting anything from Google next?
Well, Google is an innovative company. Innovation is at the heart of what we do, and we're constantly looking at ways to improve, ways to leverage technology to benefit human life. So
just have fun.
There's no telling what's going to happen. Let's just have fun.
Thank you for being on Tech Choice today.
Thank you, Fred.
We've come to the end of today's show. Always remember, technology is an enabler, and it is your responsibility to make it work for you. Do follow us on social media, and don't forget you can watch these and previous editions of the show on the channel's TV, YouTube account, or via my blog, techsmart.ng. For Tech Trends, I am Chukwuemeka Agbata.